All right, Shalom. Before I begin, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem Ruach Kudash. I'd like to say double honors to my teachers, the elder apostles, and the bishops of Great Millstone that rule well and teach well. And also Shalom and salutations to the fellow brethren and the fellow laborers that are laboring in this work as well. So this lesson that I'm going to be getting into today is going to be a real quick lesson, just going into how the Lord chose the things that are less significant, in this world to confound things that are significant. And what do I mean by that? So basically things that are exalted in this world, like the wisdom of this world, the way the world is ran, the system, the outlook the world has, the Lord chose to confound that with, things opposite to that, man. So let me start here in the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 1 and verse 26. It says, "For ye see your calling, brethren, how that not many wise men after the flesh, not many mighty, not many noble are called." You see, and called into what? Called into the truth, to the understanding, to the true understanding of the scriptures, And with that understanding of the scriptures, you would do something with it, man. Meaning you would confound the world or the powers that be. Because that's what the lot of a prophet is to do once he's called, to prophesy. And a part of prophesying is what? Standing so stiffly for the name of Yahweh Bashim Ashai, and also standing with great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted you, man. So going against the rulers, that's the lot of a prophet, That's what comes with being a prophet. You're going against the rulers, man. You see, but you're not doing it carnally. It's not a carnal battle to where, you gather weapons together, and just create a coalition and try to, go against the government. No, but instead it's a spiritual battle. You're spiritually breaking down the powers that be. Matter of fact, let me get this in the book of Jeremiah 28 and verse 8. It says, "The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence." So that's the lot of a prophet, to basically prophesy against, different kingdoms, against, the rulers that be, and to proclaim or to prophesy, man. To say something before it happens. And that's what comes with being called. So when we go back to the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 1 and verse 26, and you see the subjects that the Lord chose to do those things, to prophesy, and to go against the rulers that be, or the powers that be, they would be considered weak in the flesh, man. Carnally looking at it, they would be less significant, man. Men that, that are just ordinary dudes, but they're not ordinary dudes, because that's what it seems in the carnal eye, in the naked eye. But through the spirit, those men are not regular people, man. The men that are prophesying. So 1 Corinthians 1 and 26 again, "For ye see your calling, brethren, how that not many wise men after the flesh, not many mighty, not many noble are called." You see, so not many wise men after the flesh, meaning you don't have someone that's a scientist that's called into the truth of Yahweh Bashim Ashai, because he already occupies his lot, man. Neither do you have someone on a TED Talk. That's considered wise men of the world, of the flesh, after the flesh, man. Not many mighty, so you don't have Mike Tyson Mike Tyson is not called, or many noble, any of these families, these high-ranking families in the world are called. You don't have anybody of that status in the truth. You see, but verse 27 says, "But the Most High had chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise, and the Most High had chosen the weak things of the world to confound the things which are be." You see, so the Lord chose the poor, the ones that are at the bottom of the totem pole. You see, and there's levels to it too, because you have brothers that are doing somewhat all right for themselves, man, but not to the point where, they're really high in society. You see, but they're doing all right, better than the average. But there's nothing wrong with that. You see? But you see, because the scriptures also refer to us as the poor, poverty, but we're rich in spirit, man. Verse 28, it says, "And the base things of the world and things which are despised hath the Most High chosen, yea, the things which are not, to bring to naught things that are." You see, so we would be considered or despised. The men that are prophesying, they're despised, man. Why? Because the image that's been put out there of the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans is not a good image, a good picture that was painted, man. But instead it was negativity. All we're known as to the world is just as basketball players, entertainers, rappers, and that's it, man. You see? So they don't look or speak highly of the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and that contributes to our us being despised, man. But the Lord chose that, those men, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American men, to confound the world, but the elect of the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man. You see? Kind of says, verse 29, that no flesh should glory in his presence. That was pretty much the point, man. Matter of fact, let me get this. In the book of Matthew chapter 11 and verse 7, it says, "And as they departed, Yahushua began to say unto the multitudes concerning John, What went ye out into the wilderness to see? A reed shaken with the wind? But what went ye out for to see? A man clothed in soft raiment? Behold, they that wear soft clothing are in kings' houses. But what went ye out for to see? A prophet? Yea, I say unto you, and more than a prophet," man. You see, so the prophets, they didn't come in apparel or kingly apparel. They didn't come well dressed or well, or eloquent or, but they came like the poor. Even the way that the camp is set up, man, we look like we are not doing that well. But spiritually, as it says, we're rich, man. You see, but once again, not to say that brothers, are doing bad in society. You could be doing all right, man. But you're not super high to where, you're making, close to $1 million or something like that, man. You see, but the Lord chose the weak things that are considered despised and to the naked eye. Because the Lord also said, my ways are not your ways, man. So with that, I hope this lesson was edifying. I want to say, Kah Halayim La Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai Ba'ashim Kakodash. And until next time, Shalom.